Hi guys, welcome back. It's your host Tommy once again with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. Once again with a great engagement here in between the two pro players from the South Korean scene. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys here as they're spawning here on Circuit Breakers, the 4 spawning location map. We have here in the lower left in the red, it is JAEDONG, and in the upper left in the teal it is Dolphin. And you notice that both players are from the same clan here, so it's a clan internal war here in between these two pro players. It's the HwaSeungOZ clan here, so really interesting stuff here by these two pro players. Of course, JAEDONG pretty much known, should at least be pretty much known to you guys. One of the best Zergs, if not the best Zergs here. Also doing really well in the ASL season 13. Same can be said here for Bisu, and yeah, like I've said in a previous comment on my channel, I really wish that Flash, of course, should also, or he would of course, get back to pro gaming in Starcraft, and I'm pretty sure and hopefully and confident that we will see them in the next season of the ASL. So yeah, but now let's just focus here on this game, as Dolphin is interesting placing here his supply depot very far here from his main. Most players, most Terrans really like to place it here just to allow some Marines to walk here by and just to shield here a little bit the SCV, but no such thing here from Dolphin as he's placing it here in the upper part. He should of course continue really soon with a barracks. Now let's just check the main here from the Zerg, from JAEDONG, as he has his second overlord. He's droning up a little bit, and he already sending out here his scouting drone, and he's also fast expansion. So overlord into fast expansion with some drones, 11 drones, 11 workers here for both players. And JAEDONG with a lucky scout, as I see it here on the mini-map, he's heading straight towards the right direction, the upper left part, and it looks like Dolphin heads here straight towards a fast expansion. Of course, the 4 spawning location map will allow this for him, but little does he know that JAEDONG already with a very lucky scout here, so another SCV has to be pulled here to help here his buddy SCV out. The drone already taking quite some damage, so JAEDONG tries of course to nicely migrate just to be annoying as possible. But yeah, needs to be careful as those SCVs have changed the tide now, has changed the turn here into working. So really nice stuff here by Dolphin. Same can be said here by JAEDONG. He needs to be careful of course with his drone, already taking some damage. However, his HP regeneration should be a little bit higher than the SCV here. So yeah, sees now the barracks and saw that fast expansion. Let's just see what he has going now here. Of course, for his spawning pool, he might be sending here some early Zerglings here to harass this middle line. Could be a possibility here. And once again, he's abusing of course the fact that the drone has a higher HP regeneration than the SCV. Actually, I believe the SCVs has no HP regeneration at all. So yeah, small advantage here for the Zerg early on, but in the end the Terran does here a nice job here with those two SCVs being able to finish this expansion. And look at this, he's heading straight into 2 barracks, so we are very likely going to see some mass bio here from the Terran, like we've seen many Terrans going early on with those Marines, with those medics, some fire bats in case there are many Zerglings. And yeah, now let's just see the response here from JAEDONG. His expansion is up, and look at that, we also have a nice macro hedge here, so he might attack here with many Zerglings. We're closing in also at a timer here from the tier 2, as many Zergs do of course like to go into Mutalisk, into Lurkers, and there it is, 3 minutes and 45 I believe it was here. So it's always a question here for the Terran what exactly the Zerg is coming up with. It could be Lurkers, but most Zergs really like to go for Mutalisk, and of course JAEDONG is much known here for his Mutalisk harassment and micro. So 2 barracks it is here for the Terran. We also have this academy up here for him. Nice spread here of those overlord here by JAEDONG just to give him nice vision here. And the first Zerglings are out, but not that many Zerglings here for JAEDONG, so he is very likely going to transition straight into mass Mutalisk or mass Lurkers. Like I told you, this is always the question here for any enemy here from the Zerg to have. So pretty nice SCV number here for the Terran, 27. Also same can be said here by JAEDONG, looking really healthy here at the almost 5 minute mark with 24 workers. And the first medics will be pushed out here really soon by the Terran. So yeah, the first Marine of course are going to hold here this ramp in case there is a harassment. But yeah, like I told you, no such thing here by JAEDONG, as he's just roaming around here with his Zerglings just to have as much vision as possible, and yeah, even spreads here these overloads just in case there is a dropship coming here too. So the map dominance pretty much in favor here of Jaedong. Might also try to go for another expansion, and yeah, let's just see what his next tactics are. Finally, he's going into more and more Zerglings, and speed looks like it also has been completed here. You can also see in the upper left part here, the production tab, we see the spire. Let's check where exactly the spire is. Nicely hidden spire here, actually, as if the Terran would scan here this location. The spire would be nicely hidden. Let's just see if Jaedong is going to commit in here, but there's really so many Marines here with medics, and notice of course that the steam has been done, so these Zerglings, perhaps one or two, might slip here through. So much damage is being taken already. Look at that, 3 Zerglings just pretty much melt here, and the Terran is actually now moving out. Let's just see where exactly he's going to move out here. Jaedong of course immediately reacting with some Sunkens here into his main. Tries to get us around here, but doesn't really have that many Zerglings. However, 9 Mutalisks are now being produced straight here, so this could be a little bit of a risky push out here by the Terran, as he really needs to rely onto some turrets here into his main, and there it is at the 6-minute 20-second mark here, already going for those mass turrets here. And interestingly enough, Dolphin heads here towards the lower right part. Perhaps he scanned here this location, saw this one drone, and yeah, Jaedong is just going to try to hide here this drone, but Dolphin still committing here. I see the Mutalisk here out of the map, and there they are. And interesting enough, Jaedong not deciding here to go to harass the main from the Terran. Yeah, there's just so many turrets here up, but this could have been a nice location here to attack. Look at that, no turrets at all here for the Terran. Yeah, perhaps, but then again, many Marines here. I guess he really wishes to play it safe here, to have this expansion up and running, to have that economic advantage. And always I look at the minimap, there's just so much red here. Sadly here for Jaedong, he's going to lose a Mutalisk or 2. He did snipe some Marines, but yeah, interesting choice here by him not going to harass the main here from the Terran. Not that many turrets here, so he might have been more successful killing some SCVs. And here we go, in comes his Zerglings, and with that he should be of course able to clear this small group of Marines, not before taking some damage. So in the end he has cleared it, and he's going to of course now expand here. But yeah, look at that, Dolphin immediately reacting with another push out, and his weapons 1 should be upgraded really soon. However, Jaedong of course, like many Zergs, he went into those Hydras, but those Hydras will very likely be morphed into Lurkers, as Lurkers are of course the perfect counter towards that mass bio here from the Terran. Really nice abusement here by Jaedong. Once again comes in here with some Zerglings just to soak up the first damage by those Marines, but the real damage dealer are of course those Mutalisks here. So pretty great micro here by him, reducing here the force from the Terran and keeping it safe. And at the same time he has 2 Lurkers, so these 2 Lurkers could of course be borrowed here, and the Terran would have a really hard time attacking there. Once again, Jaedong just harassing here, not that many units being left here by the Terran, but as I say that, look at that, reinforcements are pouring in. There's that armor being also upgraded here, so really nice stuff here by the Terran, as he's already at 45 workers here against the 30 workers here from Jaedong. So yeah, Jaedong tries of course to catch up with the reinforcements, trying to get a good surround here against his opponent. He has those Sunkens here, he has those Lurkers, so they should be of course pretty much defended here. And let's just check the main 5 barracks it is here, and there is this factory and a starport. So like many Terrans around the 10 or 11-minute mark, they really like to go into some siege tanks and some science vessels and just do a hard push against the Zergs, as of course science vessels much needed to detect those Lurkers. So yeah, Jaedong pretty much has to make up his mind what exactly is he going to be doing. His expansion here is ready, pretty soon going to pump out some minerals, but in the end the Dolphin here looking really threatening here against Jaedong, and there in comes those reinforcements. So once again Jaedong really tries here to get some connections here against his forces. At the same time he's trying of course to defend those workers and that expansion. So yeah, it's a cat and mouse play here by these 2 pro players as we are closing in here at the 10-minute mark. Really nice stuff here. And as I look once again at the minimap, yet another move out here by the forces from Dolphin. Let's just check, is he leaving something here behind? Just those turrets. So Jaedong, like I told you, could have been successful here with many more Mutalisk. However, he decides to defend. But at this point in the game, I'm pretty sure that the lurkers would be enough here, so the Mutalisk could, of course, like I told you, harass. But then again, it's Jaedong, so I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what he's doing here. So yeah, really big bio move out here by the Terran. Should be 1-1 upgrades here for those Marines pretty soon. Irradiance is also being researched. There we have also some Defiler abilities. So finally it is indeed Defilers here for Jaedong. There it is. Yeah, Defilers, of course, a much needed unit in case you face those Terrans, especially against those siege tanks, those Marines. So yeah, pretty great here. He might even go into some ultra risk. It would be really, really nice. And yeah, now once again Dolphin on the move out, this time however backed up by those siege tanks, and of course those siege tanks, like I told you, very much important here against those lurkers. Let's check where his science vessels is. Of course that science vessel is also much needed here, as Dolphin is pretty much looking like he's going to commit here, but a nice V shape here by those lurkers just to attack those choke points here, and in come those Marines, but already taking quite some damage. There are those siege tanks. There is this important science vessels here, and then Jaedong has no scourges. He has that Mutalisk here, but there's so many Marines here, and finally he's able to snipe one tank. The other tank also taking quite some damage, and in the end it's just one tank here being left, but Jaedong might even snipe here this other tank. So quite some great job here with not that many Mutalisk here being able to snipe those tanks. But in comes here Dolphin, and there's not really that many defenses here by Jaedong, so Jaedong already in some trouble. There is his Defiler, so he should cast that Dark Swarm as fast as possible, and there it is. So Jaedong should be able to hold here this location, and yeah, even places here another hatchery, but the gas extractor will very likely fall here for him, and there's so many Marines here with those medics. At the same time, once again, there is an army move out here by Dolphin. So yeah, Dolphin playing a really nice game here against Jaedong, and even has these nice science vessels here giving him so much vision. And yeah, let's just see the answer here from Jaedong, as he's already here on the siege by so many Marines. There is his Zerglings with, let's just check those upgrades really quick, 0-0. And yeah, lurkers should of course hold now this position here in the upper ground, as they're being defended of course into this Dark Swarm. So the Dark Swarm perfectly casted here by Jaedong, and yeah, lurkers pretty much the great counter here against those Marines. So yeah, Dolphin on the retreat now, on the healing with those medics. But as I say that, I already see it on the minimap. There's yet another move out, and this time with those fire bats. So those fire bats really strong with that splash damage against those Zerglings, also good against those lurkers. And what do we have here? It's just a Mutalisk here, 4 Mutalisk here for Jaedong, as this expansion has also been taken here by Dolphin. And once again I see it, how many units are coming here out, but Jaedong tries of course to snipe here some SCVs. However, there's just a small group of Marines, and this should be enough here for Dolphin to hold. Now let's just check the real action here going on once again in the lower right part here of the map. Just 2 lurkers here for Jaedong, so once again he's going to take quite some damage. The Defiler will buy some time, but his expansion will of course be killed here. And interesting enough, Jaedong not cancelling it. Perhaps he was busy just to cast this Dark Swarm, as once again Jaedong with a little bit of a mistake here tries to connect against those science vessels. Finally he's going to snipe here one, but there's really so much here from Dolphin, as yeah, Jaedong really pretty much has to hold here this position onto this high ramp, as he's also taking here the 6 o'clock. So yeah, once again Dolphin with a nice scan, and immediately his forces are heading straight towards this location. So sadly here for Jaedong, he has no defenses here. He's trying of course to drone up, but it's really so much bio. Once again it's just a couple of Zerglings here for Jaedong. The Defiler is already here, but a little bit too late, as the hatchery has been sniped here. So Dolphin, like I told you, with a really great game here against JD, and JD already in some trouble. He's trying to connect a highway here of Dark Swarm, just to get some nice rounds here, and yeah, in the end he just has to stay here into that Dark Swarm against his opponent. Slowly but steadily we will pass the 15-minute mark here. So like I told you, Dolphin with a really nice game, 53 workers here for him against the 42 here by JD. JD really wants to keep here this expansion, as Dolphin is roaming around here on the map. I don't see any ultra risk here by JD, Let's check his main. I don't see that Altruist Den here, so still relying onto those Zerglings, onto those Defilers, as he's going to, of course, hold his position. And a nice Plague here against those units. Plague, of course, so much damage. Very good here against those Science Vessels, even against those Marines. But there are some medics here, of course. However, the Science Vessels could easily be sniped now with some Mutalisk. Even one Mutalisk here would have a nice time here sniping those Science Vessels. So let's just see if Jaedong once again is going to turn into some Mutalisk. Some Ultralisk would be nice. And yeah, Dolphin once again preparing here a siege against these units. And we also have an interesting, a nice hidden factory here. So I believe this factory just floated here. No, he just built it up there. Interesting stuff here by Dolphin, just building here a casual factory, perhaps just to give him vision of here. And he's also decided here to expand, as now Jaedong is moving out with so many Zerglings here, but there is no Defiler here to back them up, so those Fire Bats will of course deal so much damage against the Zerglings. So yeah, Jaedong with 1-1 upgrades here for those Zerglings. Let's see for how long he's going to hold here the siege. He's already at 50 workers, so looking really strong, as the Terran only has those bios and those Science Vessels here. No siege tanks yet here for him, so some lurkers would be perfect here. Even some Ultralisk with Irradiance. Actually, if the Terran irradiates those Ultralisk will of course inflict splash damage against the bio units here for the Terran. But once again, the Terran is regrouping here with a quite large force here as he's moving forward with those Science Vessels. Of course, Irradiance immediately casted, and the answer from Jaedong, Plague. Nice Plague here, but he's just lacking a couple of Mutalisk here. He could deal so much damage with those Mutalisk. And yeah, now of course he has to hide into the Dark Swarm here again. And let's just see if Dolphin is going to commit. No, he's just holding here this position. He's just holding the middle of the map. And Jaedong once again taking here the 6 o'clock, transferring this time some units to defend. So interesting game here. However, look at the supply. Here we have Dolphin already with 180 supply against the 100, and we even have a nice move out here with some drop ships. So middle of the map it is here, drop ships for Dolphin. And where exactly is he going to choose here to drop? This expansion could be a nice point. There is an Idoswarm, however this is also nicely defended here by the JD. And let's just see where those drop ships are heading. It looks like straight, not for this expansion. Let's just see, he's heading straight towards the main here. So really not that many defenses here for Jaedong. Jaedong could be in a really bad position here against all of those drops. Of course, the overlords will fall here for him while they're being supply blocked, and steam is going nicely up here. There is no scan, there is no detection here against those lurkers. Finally he's scanning here this location, but JD ready with a nice Plague, however also plaguing here his own buildings here. So yeah, interesting stuff, and a great Dark Swarm here to save those drones. And of course the scan has to come out against all of those lurkers. So Jaedong pretty much nicely defending here. Sadly here for him, he has casted Plague. I believe he was just so fast here with that high APM that he just casted it as quickly as possible just to have that advantage. Now once again it looks like the Terran is repositioning into the middle of the map, and we also already saw here this move out here with those dropships. Notice how some dropships are really low. So once again JD not having those Mutalisk here, and in he comes. This time he has detections. Everything is so low here for the Terran, and he drops here once again into the main. There is detection, and he even might snipe of course those hurted buildings here. Steams up here once again. There is a Ultralisk Den here, and Jaedong really taking quite some damage here, as he will somehow try of course to come back. And look at that, this one Spore even being able to snipe those units. But the main here from Jaedong pretty much under siege, and Jaedong in some serious trouble here. He just has a couple of Zerglings as they're coming in to try to get us around, but those medics are dealing so much healing here for the Terran. The main has been sniped here, so the hive has been sniped. Finally Jaedong is coming in here with this Defiler with that Dark Swarm. He should be able to hold, but so much mining once again is being denied here. And a great second drop here by Dolphin. Dolphin looking really strong. In the end this will be cleared, but with a great effort here by Jaedong. And with that Plague once again, good splash damage here by him. But look at that, so many buildings here being lost, and more importantly the hive has been lost here by him. And once again a small task force here at the 6 o'clock position. gives once again Dolphin a nice advantage. In comes the lurkers here. They should be able to clear this out. There's that scan. Dolphin doing a really nice job. I noticed that he also has taken here this expansion, so he snipes the main here from Jaedong. Jaedong has to rebuild. The economy looks really strong here for the Terran, as he even has one marine here being left. He could of course snipe some drones. Yeah, let's just see the next moves here by the Terran. Ultras are finally out, so this should be very strong here for JD. Finally he gets a good flank here against those units, going to be able to snipe some of those marines. But in comes those science vessels, and there's even siege tanks, so siege tank really strong against those ultras. Let's just see what is going to happen. And Irradiance now once again dealing splash damage against those units. Great Dark Swarm once again, giving so much protection here for those ultras, as Jaedong is nicely hiding now here into that smoke, but there's just so much Irradiance. Even the ultras are now dealing damage towards each other. And yeah, so pretty good job here by Dolphin. Just kills everything here, and even sniping here this one hatchery with a great drop, apparently it was. And so much pyro once again here by Dolphin, so I don't know if Jaedong could possibly come back here from this. Let's just check those upgrades. 4-2 really strong once again. And yeah, Jaedong just sadly has to GG out here. Of course, this second drop pretty much crippled him. So strong here. All of those buildings which he has sadly plagued by himself. It happens, of course, we all do mistakes, but that hive being sniped, that was just so much painful here for JD. And in the end, of course, the economy, he even saw here this expansion up and running. This one here as well, look at that, he even had some defenses here, of course, as his main was pretty much depleted. So was his expansion here. So yeah, really great game here by Dolphin, yeah. So yeah, great game here by him. Really interesting nickname here. And yeah, both players for the same clan, as I told you. Nice stuff here by the Terran, showing us that dropships could also be used here against the Zerg. It's really uncommon, but those 4 dropships gave him here this advantage. However, don't forget that those dropships were really low. Same can be said about those science vessels. And yeah, some mutilates would have done the job. And interesting enough, Jaedong deciding here to defend his expansion, not to harass the main. Perhaps that was a small mistake. But then, like I told you, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He wanted to play it safe with that expansion. However, those mutilates could have done so much economic damage here into this location. Just 2 turrets here, of course. The natural was nicely defended. But yeah, great game here by both players. Let's just congratulate here Dolphin. And let's just check those stats really quick. In case you guys are interested, I'm once again going to be clicking left and right here. So nice clan internal wall here from the HwaSeungOZ clan. Really great game here, and congratulations here to Dolphin on beating one of the best, if not the best Zerg into this game. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys much enjoyed this replay as much as I did. Of course, I'll be casting more. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tommy signing out.